This episode has been brought to you from the DGMS Studios, home of Don't Get Me Started, Lethal and Mully Live and Surftown. Found at Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music and wherever you listen to your podcast. The podcast where we look into the wild, the wicked and the wonderful. I'm Lethal.
And I'm Mully. Together we're your guides through the chaotic universe of pop culture, current affairs, interviews and everything in between.
Each week, we'll bring you the hottest topics, the craziest stories, and the interesting guests. We have debates, laughter, and maybe a few surprises along the way.
Wherever you are tuning in, from your car, your couch, or wherever you find your podcast fix, we are here to entertain, inform, and keep you company.
So grab your favourite snack, settle in, and get ready for a wild ride. It's time to get lethal. And remember, stay curious and keep it real. Hello, good evening and welcome to another episode of Lethal and Mully Live. We've come to the end of our 3-part mini-series about the men's quarter. I just want to explain a little bit more about it before we move on. So in a world where the demands of life can sometimes feel overwhelming, it's essential to create a space where men can come together, share experiences, empower one another. The men's quarter focuses on men's health, well-being, manhood, fatherhood, and purpose in our life's journey. Here we believe that fostering genuine connections and open conversations, we can support each other in navigating life's challenges. From mental health to physical fitness, from fatherhood to finding your true purpose. So join us on this exhilarating journey to become the best versions of ourselves. Together, we can lift each other and thrive. On our first episode, we had Keith. How are you, mate? How you been?
Lee, thank you for inquiring. I'm well, very well.
Now, your episode you done, the title was?
Lee, my episode was titled 9 Questions That Every Man Should Ask Themselves, but unfortunately we didn't get through all of them. I think we only did 5.
Yeah, and that was pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I thought your response, both of you, was really good content.
And then the sword of Damocles fell on me. I took the second part, which was 9 growth mindsets to make a powerful man, which I didn't get through either, which I found it enthralling. And yes, Michael came out with some doozies. Did you, Keith?
Thank you, Lee. You're in a generous mood this afternoon.
Yeah, I've had a good morning thus far. Now, Michael, I just want to thank you. Keith and I are so happy you came in. It took a lot of guts to take over, which you're doing now, and we applaud you for it.
You maybe not want to applaud until we're finished.
Let us be the judge. But thanks, mate. We appreciate your time. Keith and I thank you. But over to you, Michael.
Okay, over to me. I didn't get 9. I got 15 hard truths of psychology and life. Just what I wanted. But throw that 15 out the window because there's a few there that I look at them and go, not even interested in discussing them.
It's your show, mate.
Absolutely, it's my show. As my show rolls on, there's a hard truth. We are not experts. We are 3 guys with an opinion that are happy to share an opinion. If that works for anyone, awesome. Sincerely, we're all most responsible for ourselves. That's what I want through this for you guys to remember. Because I've picked 4. If we can get to 5, great. But we seem to run out of time. Hand up. Yes, Keith?
Well, this is really interesting. You point out at the beginning that we're not experts. There's a word for that. It's polymath.
Oh, we did that last week, didn't we?
Yeah,
Polymath?
Yeah, well, I love it. That's my word that I'm really running on at the moment.
So what is a polymath, Keith?
Somebody who's not an expert but has an interest in a whole range of different things and has a little bit of an opinion or something to say about all those things.
It's about being pansexual because that's the same.
Pansexual?
Yeah.
Okay, back to me then, eh?
Yeah, I think quickly.
So seriously, I've got a couple of some loopies where I've got 2 points, I think, gel in. Couple of stories on those, and then if we get further through, but Lee will be giving me the wind up at some stage, and when I've spoken for too long or you guys have dribbled on, he'll be going round to minutes left, but there's no cotton candy. No cotton candy. We all have to work at it, right? You have to choose what you want to do, I think. Keith, you're looking at it the right way? Okay. The first ones that I actually want to loop together is a bit of a story. Number 3, that one brother you never want to lose. That's a statement. And then number 10, that statement, sometimes distant teaches you the real value of a person. My little ditty before I ask you to compare what you think I'm here. Next year, I've lived in Australia for as many years as I've lived at home in New Zealand next year. So for me, I have one brother. We have lived in different countries for 30 years now in each, yet I'm as close to him as I've ever been. I get excited when I get to see him. I get excited when I get to talk to him, because if he was round the next corner, would I be that excited to see him every week, every day, if it's the mundane? So I think that thing, whether it's a brother, a sister, a friend that in your life, whether they're far or not, you're responsible for making that work. For me, social media, I don't do book face. I don't go put on Instagram what meal I'm having for dinner tonight, because I don't really give a toss what anyone else thinks what I'm eating or where I'm doing it. But, you know, whether it's WhatsApp or whatever, a comment today with my brother that a smart ass remarked back, just to check in, is he there, is he okay? It works for me. And I think those two comments, that one about, you know, whether it's a brother or sister, you know, you never want, and the distance thing can sometimes make you value your friends and family more. That's my first little loop. That's my little story. Lee.
It's the old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And so being away, because I'm the same as you, Michael, I've spent now more time in Australia than I have in the UK. And I'm not as close to, I come from family of 8, so we aren't as close. So I think if you just have one brother, you are going to be close, because it has to be that bondship that ties you, because you've only got one another. And you're not that far away.
Yes.
You're 3.5 hours away.
Yeah.
You can just jump on a plane anytime, and you have. And you've done that. But it is nice to hear you say that you have got that relationship and you are excited. I think it's a precious thing, but it's absence and it gives you that space. And I think everybody needs space.
Yeah. See, we're both from different countries that live here and choose to live here. We made our choice. We both enjoy living here. Keith, you're an Aussie, born, bred, and does that different for you or similar?
No, very similar. I have two brothers, and one of them, unfortunately, I don't have anything to do with because of very sad circumstances within the family. And my other brother, I was distant relationally from him for a good 30 years, not because of any issues, just because we were very different and we did live in different locations. And about 4 years ago, he made the effort to mend or come close so that we had a really open brotherly relationship. And it's just blossomed and blossomed and blossomed. And I just value him as a brother more than gold. It's just been absolutely fantastic.
And yeah, that's cool. And that's what I thought. But you're both working at that.
Yes.
And you're working it to make it work with the people. So you are responsible. And that's a responsibility, the sort of thing that I'm looked at, the psychology and life thing. So that little loop is my first one. And I think we all make choices.
Excuse me, can I jump in there, Mike?
Yes.
I do like what you say there, the psychology of it. We have to work at it. When my brother approached me, he just sort of came into I love to read in the morning and just have this quiet time. And all of a sudden he's sitting there and he's talking to me, interrupting my reading. And he spoke to me for about 20, 30 minutes. And I thought, okay, okay, whatever. He did it the next morning as well. And then I had to make some inquiries. I thought, what's going on here? And then I realised that he was making a conscious move to restore our relationship to be the best that it could be. So I had to adjust myself. I had to say, whoa, wait a minute, okay, I can read it some other time. Not only that, I think what's coming at me through what my brother is offering is gold.
So you chose to make that adjustment?
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask a quick question, Michael.
Yeah.
Are you the youngest?
Yes.
Yes. I am too, Keith?
No, I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes the youngest have that because you are the youngest and you do want to make a connection.
Yeah.
Where middle child, they've had the one above and they really don't sort of get onto the one below. So there's not that connection. So I'm just thinking whether it's the youngest where you're looking up.
Yeah. You're true, though. As the youngest, I've always looked up to my brother. So I suppose that's a natural thing. I think it is anyway. So for me, you still make a choice in that. You're choosing I want to stick to that. I want to be close and things like that. And I think it's great, personally. And you're right, I'm 3 hours away. I'll hop on a flight. So there's my first one. I think they're a loop. My second one are points number 2 and 5. I'll read them to you. Point number 2, no one is coming to save you. This life is 100% your responsibility. And point number 5, your happiness is your responsibility. To me, the link there is no one's coming to save you. You make a choice that I want to be happy. I want to try and make myself happy. Does that mean I stop doing things that make me unhappy or stop being around people that hinder my happiness? No one likes the person that's the glass half empty when you'd like to surround yourself with people like yourself that might be the glass half full. To me, I think you're in complete control. And I know some people get the rough end of a stick and can never get out of the hole they're in, but you've got to try. You've got to keep working on it to, I think, get to the part where I'm happy, I'm 100% happy with what I do, and I'm responsible for my happiness. And I know it's not everyone's perfect, but if you don't keep trying to work on it, you're never going to be happy. So I use them as another loop. What do you reckon, Keith?
No, look, this is really good stuff. And I just want to go back to your heading because, I kind of missed it. Hard truths of psychology and life.
Yep.
And which is what we're dealing with here. And I think this one that you've just rolled out, no one is coming to save you. You are 100% responsible for your own happiness is a very hard truth that a lot of people cannot do or find it very difficult to do. And you also made the comment, some people are in a hole and it's or in a genuinely bad situation. It's not that easy for them to even have happiness. But you have to find something. You do have to look for the silver lining wherever it is, because if you don't, you're only going to stay in misery or you're only going to stay in a situation where you think you're a victim. Nobody's coming to save you. All right, look around. What can you do? You might not even think that you can do much, but there is something. And then don't look to other people for your emotional support, your own happiness. And that may go back to accepting yourself again, which we've spoken about before, at least Lee and I have. Sometimes people don't like themselves and they're harder on themselves, and they may even counsel themselves out and say, well, I'm not worthy to have 100, to have happiness.
So people's inner confidence leads them trying to be happier, doesn't it?
Yes.
So if you're inner confident and comfortable in what you're doing, it should progress to I'm happy or happier than I were. Keep working at getting to my happy place.
Yeah, but even if you're not confident, you are who you are, and you do like things, and you have a propensity to do certain things or engage in this or that, right? Do it.
Yep.
Because don't judge yourself as against anybody else. Don't look at anybody else and think, oh, they've got this, they've done that, oh, they're this, I'm that. No, that's the quickest way to go backwards or put yourself in a hole. Look and say, this is what I can do, this is what I am, this is what I like, and invest in it. And then believe in yourself. Even if it's hard, even if you don't have confidence, if you believe in yourself or believe in pursuing the things that you like that you know are going to give you happiness or some redemption to save yourself, your confidence will come as you move forward.
What about you, Mr. Happy?
Yeah. Well, those two things are what I hold dear. I've learned from a very early age that nobody was going to come and save me. Like I said, being the youngest of 8, they didn't have any time for me anyway. And not that I'm going, poor me, but it learned me valuable lessons. It's something that where the line says nobody is coming to save you. Save you from what? Could be a myriad of things, but depends on what you think you need saving from. I needed saving from myself, and there's only one person who could do that, and that was me. The flip side to it is that yes, you are totally responsible for your own happiness. You can look at it in all different places that you think's going to bring you happiness, but in that quiet time, in those moments when you're alone, you'll find out what true happiness is. And that's inside. That's being you as an individual. But the two walk hand in hand.
Yeah.
They're blended together. They're forged with fire and made it stronger. And if you can understand it, you can embrace it, you can walk with it, you become a strong individual. And like Keith was saying, people find it hard because they like to make excuses. And we said last week, is excuses weakness? And I think it is, because we're not taking responsibility for ourselves, which means you've got to save me from myself. No, you save me for yourself. I love that.
I think it's quite easy to put yourself down. I'm a naturally positive person, so I looked at these 15 points and went, oh, I don't care about that one, don't care about that one. I don't want to talk about that one, which is probably a bit naive as well. But those two groupings together I thought were the key points of life.
They're very good.
And things like that. And there's another one in there
Just
too.
before you go on, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Like an excuse is self-indulgent. There can be a reason. You could have cancer. You could have lost your leg in a motorbike accident, So there's a big difference between excuse and reason. And an excuse, as I understand it, is just pity me, and just self-indulgence.
If you can master one, the other will follow. So if you can save yourself, then you'll take total responsibility of your happiness.
It'll come.
It will.
Yeah.
It'll just flow on.
And then another point and by the way, number 15 has got a spelling error in it. I didn't want to be the person that said it's got a spelling error, but be patient should be patient. Just want to bring it up. Just
I know
get
you
it out
want
there
to.
now.
Well, now wait a minute. Why do you want to?
Oh, no,
Now we're talking about psychology.
Yeah.
Hard truths of psychology here.
because I'm a perfectionist and I did not want this to go down badly. How's that?
Well, it just reminds you, Michael, that there's no cameras here.
And I'm not taking any words on it.
Nobody can see that there's a spelling mistake, and you can understand it. You read it out perfectly.
Yes.
Now, why did you want to point it out?
Only because had to fill out the gap with time here, and I want to go through some of them that I didn't have any time for. But I have got one more that I did want to mention after my two loops, which was number 14. No hate, but I will distance myself from people who do not value me.
No hate.
No hate, but I will distance myself from people who do not value me. And this is a personal one because every time a friend or my girl say, I hate him, I hate her, I hate that, I always turn around saying, hate's a really strong word.
That must be a New Zealand thing because I've only heard New Zealanders say that.
And I say it, hate is a really strong word. You might dislike that person. You might dislike your dinner. And it's a bit of a piss take, really, because the girls look at me and roll their eyes knowing I'm going to say it. But to me it is. I think it is a really strong word. It's the sort of word I say, I hate you. I don't think I can ever take that back.
Look it up in the dictionary because we did a little podcast on this and read what hate means. Then you may say it differently.
And what does it mean?
Oh, it's full on. There's
Is
a lot
it?
to it. Yeah, yeah.
But for me, when I read it, when you read the statement and you go, don't want to talk about that. This one, because no hate, but I will distance myself from people who do not value me. To me, that's you're taking responsibility for your group around you. I don't want to be around people that either don't agree with me, but I'm not interested in the conversation with, or who drag me down because they're in the hole and don't want to try and get themselves out. I want to be full of life and have everyone around me try and be full of life as well. And if someone needs help them. But I don't want to be surrounded by people that aren't in the same frame.
That don't hold you back or drag you down.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's hard work, actually, because they expect
it's tiring, isn't it?
Yeah, they expect you to stay at their level and keep going down with them.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I've got to keep fighting you off.
But I agree. Like, hate is a very, very strong word, and I very rarely use it. To distance yourself from that or that person or that environment is a very wise thing to do because you don't want that to come upon you or for it to enter into any part of who you are. And especially because they, like you say, if they don't value you, they don't even value themselves either.
Yeah, you've got... And with that, though, how some people then turn around and say, I couldn't get away from them. I think if you're not trying to get away from that person that drags you down, you're not trying hard enough. Anyone can walk out of a room or a conversation or around the corner, but if you keep going back to the same group that bring you down, and whatever, I don't think you're trying to help yourself, and I don't think you're taking responsibility for what
and you're
doing.
making wrong choices. There may be some sort of codependency shit going on there. Now, I want to ask you a question about hate.
Yes.
Say you have somebody that's very close in your life and does something, you've never been very close to them, but that person is in your sphere of life, and that person does something that is particularly bad, very bad. Would you find grounds then to be able to hate that person?
I hope that you're enjoying the podcast and the content that we're bringing to you each week. I want to take a moment to invite you to support the show. Your contributions help us continue creating high-quality episodes, bringing in exciting guests and exploring the topics you love. Every bit helps, whether it's a small donation or signing up for our Patreon account. By supporting us, you're not just helping keeping the lights on, you're becoming part of our community and helping us grow. To show our appreciation, we offer exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and so much more for our supporters. So if you love what we do and you want to see us thrive, please consider signing up at buzzsprout.com/don't get me started. Support the show. Thank you for being part of our journey, and let's keep the conversation going.
Well, seeing it wasn't on my sheet of asking questions and you've taken over, I will happily answer it for you while I'm in control. I think you can strongly not like them for a short amount of time because something's really irked you or things like that. But I would probably want to battle it out with that person because they're in my inner circle for a reason. And if they've done something that, even as bad as it could possibly be, I'd let them know how I felt about it, but I don't think I'd ever say, right, that's it, life's over, turn the lights out, I hate you forever, go away out of my life.
What if they don't respond to you being open to them?
Yeah, then they're dead to me.
There you go. We got there.
We
got there.
But I would try and forgive.
Would you?
Of course. Number 1 point says, am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, number 1 says, fuck second chances, people never change. I don't agree with that at all because I think very little people can never, ever change.
What if some people don't change?
If they don't change because they don't want to change, very different. Then you move them away from your circle because you don't value them, they don't value you. So that's my two loops combined there. The person that doesn't want to change for themselves or doesn't want to change because of for the goodness of everyone they're with. Yes, I'd walk away from them then.
And would you think that if you gave them forgiveness, they might think, oh, that person's weak, I'll just violate them again?
Once bitten, twice shy. You'd give everyone a second chance, wouldn't you? I would.
No,
you're a cutthroat, you over there. Bloody school teacher. Ex-cutthroat or ex-school teacher?
If somebody, well, let me qualify that. If somebody showed me or showed somebody that they were willing to change, sure, second chance. But if they don't, no.
Yeah, but you're right. You need
but
something.
you're on about forgiveness second time or to forgiveness first time?
I'd give forgiveness the very first time, the moment that there was,
because that's what that's what Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Grudges and hating from that perspective is off, but because you become the victim, then you really do. That's psychological damage to yourself. But if somebody says, "Look, I really screwed up, and I'm very, very sorry," sure.
There's another point here that I think will get a wee bit of discussion, and it. Don't expect the same in return. It will always hurt you. Now, I read that to mean if I'm really nice to you, Lee, I shouldn't just expect you're going to be as nice back to me because I was nice to you. I don't know if I understand that properly, whether being nice means you need it back. I think sometimes you can be nice because you think someone's a bit worse off than you. Do you read that to be, don't expect the same in return, it will always hurt you?
Yeah, I just think the expectation of what you give out, you really want to get back. It's like a biblical term.
Yeah.
Like do unto others as you have done to yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I take any conversation or anything. I don't expect anything back from that person unless I say, are you coming around for dinner? Yes, no.
Yeah. But would you be hurt if they didn't give back as much as you gave? I don't think you'd be hurt, would you?
No, well, I'm not expecting anything from them. And I've done this for a long time and Keith knows, because you can't allow yourself, which again, leave yourself open to be taken advantage of or chastised or put down. I always go in with a certain agenda, like this is what I would like to get across. If I do, great, and everything's going to be fine. If I don't, then so be it. I say to Keith, I never do the if, buts and maybes and shoulda, woulda, couldas. It's pointless. So when you do go into somebody and you do talk, and like a lot of people do want that back,
then they're being nice for the wrong reason.
That's correct. And so they want something instead of what you're giving.
Yes.
And it breaks down. It's gone.
And if they're being nice for the wrong reason, it dilutes the niceness.
But you can normally spot that because we're talking about it today where, oh, come on, take the mask off. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there's the real person.
There they are.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but, you get on a little bit in life, you gain some experience, you mature, you can pick people who are fake. What about that situation? Because, you and I are in partnership in a different endeavours, so we're pretty close, we're best of mates, and the circumstances where we reached out to somebody recently to help us with some graphics.
I get it.
And that one particular person had always portrayed himself as being very, very nice. But when it came to a situation, a fork in the road, if you like, where something happened that he didn't like, boy, did a very different person emerge.
There's the chink in the armour where I spotted it, and I wasn't going to say because it was your connection, and it took a little bit of time. Then you saw it.
And I was shocked.
Shocked.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about, mate? You know, we've been friends for years. But that was the real person that came at us. All his niceness over the years of our...
It's fabricated. It's all fabricated.
I have to question that now.
It's layered.
Well, did I have a friendship with this guy? And all the niceness that he showed towards me over those years, I don't think was sincere. And yeah, that was tough. It was a tough lesson, that one.
I reckon we've covered nearly all the points I wanted in there, just chatting away. But it comes down to you being responsible for your actions and what you want to do. You get to choose, and I think you get to admire the people that are in your circle that are similar in life to you, or are happy when you're happy, or respond to you. That you don't rely on them for the feedback, just positive feedback, because you want to be Mr. Popular and things like that. There was one point on there which is be loyal to your future, not your past.
Yeah, I love that too.
So, but your past is pretty much what made you.
No, it shaped you.
Shaped you. There.
Yeah, the past shaped you. So the future will bring something anew. And I'm always looking for something anew because I've gained from the past.
Is that
a new, N-E-W.
Ah.
Gee whiz.
He can't help himself at times, this bloke.
So I love that. Yes, the future. Bring it on. Let it shape me because the past has already done that.
I think too sometimes, Michael, people romanticise the past too much. And I think nostalgia can be a really sick little puppy because, you know, you're not looking at what you have now and valuing it, nor are you looking at the future with optimism. You just think, oh, well, back in the day, wasn't it good? Oh, you know, we did this and we did that. And I think it's sloppy psychology.
Hey, mate, there's nothing wrong with the 80s.
Yeah. So you think then it's eyes up looking for the future?
Yeah, well, no, put everything in perspective.
Yes.
I'm not saying dismiss the past. I'm saying don't eulogise it to the point where you think that was the best golden times. Because what's wrong with now? Open your eyes. Look what's coming at you in the future. Be optimistic. You know, value the past. It's made you what you are. And it's perhaps even given you the ability to be able to value what you have now. But don't dismiss the now and don't look at the future as a blank or with optimism because you think the past was golden.
Okay. Well, I haven't even got the 5-minute wind-up from you yet, Mr. Punter, over there.
Have you got through all your points?
I've got through all the points I wanted to make. Take my sheet, see if there's anything else you want to discuss.
Okay.
But I've got through. I think I've pushed the point I wanted about being responsible, and it's your choices, but you need to keep working on it. That's what I want to push.
What you have done and brought forward is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
It's engaged me and it's got me to think and it's enlightened me.
Looking at your list here of 15 hard truths of psychology and life, and I can see why that you've presented them to us the way that you have because they all kind of tie in together.
I wanted to push the one, being responsible, two, that you need really to choose what you want to be. If you want to be happy, you've got to work on it. I still think it's with everyone around you. You surround yourself with the people that you want to be around.
And you can.
And you can move away from the ones that are a bad influence on you. Everyone can.
It's said before, a lot of people, it said a man with a small circle of friends is very powerful.
Oh, that's profound.
Yes.
I'm processing that.
Yeah, a man with a small circle of friends is
very powerful.
What do you think about that, Mike?
I don't know. Does that mean is that like a war slogan that, you know, with a little Napoleon surrounds himself with few little people and they all listen to him and they all run off to battle? Or is it keep it small because it's easy to keep control of everyone in my little circle?
No, I don't see it in either of those perspectives. Because if you're in war, you know, you're brought in war, you have to be part of the team. You have to be part of the army. You have to have your brother's back, even if you don't like him, because he happens to be right next to you. And if you don't look after him, he might look after you and you might get a bullet. But what I'm taking out of what you said there is that that person doesn't look for other superficial relationships, empty relationships to affirm that person's identity and self-acceptance within themselves. So therefore they are their own self-contained unit.
Yes.
And that's where the power is.
And also, I see it because you've chosen your small circle, and then you can have more time with these people. They get to know you better. You get to know them better. You become close. So a friendship turns into synergy, which is very powerful. And then they are open to other things. And you can move forward in a really powerful way if you have these friendships or a small circle of friendships, because you can rely on each and every one of them and they back you up and you'll back them up and you become a little unit. That's really powerful.
But sometimes I think if you're in a little unit and you start doing everything together, you close the walls off to anyone outside that, and you've got 3 couples, 4 couples that do everything together.
No, because you're more open to it.
No, but all of a sudden people on the outside of that, do they get invited into this dinner, that weekend away? Or is it straight down the line? And we have a lot of friends. I like seeing different ones at different times. I don't need to see them all at once.
The friends are invited. The other people who may not be in your tight little circle are certainly invited for dinner parties and away for the weekends together. But what I get out of what Lee's dropped on the table here is that if you're not looking, what do you call somebody who all the time smiles at everybody and doesn't ever seem to have a problem and, g'day, how are you? And they love everybody and they're friends with everybody. Some people think that type of personality is a fool. Other people just see them as simpletons who really just don't know
The French do.
Or a wallflower.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is not couples like
Yes.
wives. I'm talking about men.
Oh, men's club.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have a small circle of, I should have said, men friends. And like what? So like Keith and I have, like today, we produced some synergy because we were both on the same page and we just shot out where if you're with somebody else and they have their different understanding of what it should be, it detracts from really the basic line of friendship.
So what's the first rule of men's club?
Talk about it.
Don't talk about it.
See, Lee and I got a great friendship because he pointed out something today about my responsibilities in our enterprises that we're moving forward with together. And he said, you haven't really stepped up on that and you really need to pick that up. Now,
And you think that's a positive thing?
yeah, absolutely, because he was right.
He was telling you off, wasn't he?
No.
It was if you were insecure,
It was a reminder.
look, you can call it whatever you like, but it's something that I needed to hear. And so if I was a touchy little bugger, I'd just go, well, stuff him, like you talk.
Oh, which point is that?
look, you do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
Now, what point was that? If second chances, people never change. Is that what you were trying to say then?
But this is the thing. This is what I'm saying about being forged. You have to forge that friendship.
Yes.
That's the thing.
The right person will never leave you. There you are, Keith. That's you, isn't it?
It is.
He gave you the shit stick and you still hung
It wasn't a
around.
shit stick. It was a little nudge.
Oh, a little nudge.
It was in perseverance of Keith's furtherance into the enterprise.
I love that.
And that's translated, you gave him the shit stick and there he responded.
Never give a shit stick.
See, a touchy person would interpret it as a shit stick. I would go, oh, yeah, I need to do that. Okay. This point you brought up here about that person who is in a tight little circle is a strong person.
It's a strong man. Yeah.
Is a strong man. Well, let's broaden it. Like you have a look at some societies, some cultures where us Aussies want to be friendly with everybody. How you going, mate? How's your day?
And it's genuine, though.
Yeah, but
Do you think it's genuine, Michael?
no. Half the time they couldn't give a toss. Tell them how rotten your day is and see how far you go.
I think that being polite to people is probably genuine. Whether that wants to be, I want to be your friend and your mate, may be different.
Oh,
but
no.
I think that the first, hello, how are you, blah, 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 I think that's genuine from everyone. Sure, the people here.
I grew up in a small coastal town that was conservative, and every time you walked past somebody, you had to say hello to them with a smile, or if you drove past them in a car, you had to toot the horn. You have to say hello to everybody every 5 seconds as you're going through life, whether you like them or not.
I remember when our eldest was first going to school and would walk her to school and every day she'd stop at the lollipop lady. Lollipop lady would say, morning, Emily. And Emily would never say hello. next morning, Emily. But she continued every day, morning, Emily, because she was friendly and that was her thing. And Emily, being shy, would never. And one day, Daryl said to her, can you just say hello, Emily? And for a little 5-year-old, it made her not say hello because she'd been asked to. And all this person was doing was being kind. Morning, Emily. Every day for months. And the little thing would not say just hello. She'd gone past that, So
At the age of 5, she's already worked human nature.
Got the attitude at 5.
Worked out human nature.
Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you, Michael. That was excellent.
Michael, if I'm ever in doubt or how I should question how I should approach the hard truths of psychology in life, I'm going to come and see you.
Yeah.
What about this one, Michael? I'm struggling.
Yeah. I may not be a lot more help with those things. I think I simplified it as easy as I could.
No, I think you've done well.
Yeah.
I've looked at those 5 questions and I think that you've capsulated them and brought out the essence, which is the whole point of our discussion.
And you made me do homework, which is a bit of a first for a while, because, the other ones I just walked in and went, yeah, okay.
Well, I
Ask
think
me,
it's
and I'll-
very brave of you to come in and do this. So I'd just like to give you a little round of applause, if I may.
Oh, stop it.
Thanks, Michael. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Keith. And until next time, take care of one another.
Very well. Go the Kiwis.
Go the Cowboys.